In today's news, yesterday's news, obviously tomorrow's news, and probably next week's news, Israel is again choosing to close the Strait of Hormuz because they can't keep their sticky fingers out of Lebanon. Yes, given that Iran has stipulated that they'll only leave the strait open if Israel stops picking fights with her sister, that means that Israel has yet again chosen to jack up the cost of your gas, electricity, groceries, and just about everything else because it turns out that picking a fight with a country that could disrupt 20% of global oil shipments was a bad idea. Is this a sign that we should be pivoting away from fossil fuels towards renewables? Sure, but most world leaders are too busy filleting oil industry executives to acknowledge that. Also, if we did pivot away from fossil fuels, we'd then have less justification for future sociopaths to drop bombs on brown people, and we can't have that, can we? We need to pretend that if we don't keep slaughtering civilians, then they may someday get stable enough that they can turn and do what we did to them to us. And that would be horrible. Many have pointed out that Israel's continued refusal to stop bombing their neighbors will result in global famines and economic instability. However, spokespeople for the moron community point out that Israel has a right to defend themselves from all accusations of being genocidal war criminals. Personally, though, I think the best way to defend yourself from an accusation is by not completely embodying the definition of what you're accused of. Israel could choose to simply give back the 20% of Lebanon that they're trying to steal, but spokespeople for Israel have gone on record saying that they we want it. And thus, nobody can. Wait a second. Apparently, J.D. Vance, of all people, has repeatedly gotten in front of cameras and told the Israeli government to stop trying to alienate the only world leaders that actually like them. I gotta say, it's super weird to see J.D. Vance doing a Hassan Piker impression. Many Canadians are left wondering if the Carney Polyev Libservatives will openly condemn Israel's continued terrorist actions. But I am told by my sources within Ottawa that both co-prime ministers checked their donor lists and then said a bunch of word salad and snuck out of the room.